couple of weeks and it dumps all my settings. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Well, you look good. Hey Praedyth, hey guys. Welcome to the stream, guys. Sorry. Just a couple of weeks because of multiple things and have all kinds of technical issues. Like dumped my streaming thing. I had to go like re-get the streaming key and all that stuff. So anyway, we're good. Doing pretty well. How are you doing, Frank? Hope you guys are having a good night. Hoping to actually get 99. We got the XP campaign going on, so we should be able to by any stretch, I would hope. Yes, I'm still on Bahamut. Yep. We'll see. We got crabs. We'll see how this setup goes. It should be really good XP. Nice. Temple's open. Should make some macros. That's right, there's a skill up campaign going too. Whew. That is some good XP. So hopefully we can get our skills capped. You know what? Now I'm tanking. Let's do this relax. Hopefully we can get some light going. We're worrying about Rampage. Because Rampage doesn't chain well, even though it in and of itself should be good damage.
Hey, Buck.
Oh, well, thank you, Buck. Yeah, sadly, I don't think a lot of new content's going to be coming out until I can get settled in my new place, which is going to hopefully happen next month. Been looking. Trying to keep an eye out for some good places. There was a place I really liked and would have been awesome, but considering for me to sign a contract for that, it was going to be contingent on me selling my place, and it's not currently ready. It should hopefully be ready in the next 2 weeks to sell. Because of that, they had someone who was ready to go and buy it with no contingencies, so yep, didn't work out, but just keep your fingers crossed for another good place. Yeah, you gotta love XP campaign. Faster than before, but then again, when Truster got a campaign that Truster stronger, campaign for XP, skill up campaign, so. hoping we keep the chain.
What's this? Quick question. Level. Now I have.
So what tier gear do you have from like Ambuscade? Because that's what I would be working on to have, so you have +1, +2 gear, Ambuscade gear. If you have yeah, Kaja and Shinjo in terms of weapons, and then you have Ambuscade gear, but it's like what? Like, if you have +1 Ambuscade gear, that should be sufficient to be able to take Ryzen Gma mobs. You might need to get some merits in, so that way you're having a little more, you know, accuracy and skill, but that should be sufficient for Ambuscade mobs with the right trusts. But that's typically what I do is to bridge the gap is get Ambuscade gear, which, I mean, if you got Kaja weapon, you could already have it. No, I bet. I mean, that's a lot of Ambuscade to get to that point. I definitely agree. But the thing is, you should be able to handle those mobs as long as your skills capped. And I imagine if you, like I said, you did all that and you have Kaja weapon and everything, your skills should be capped. I take it you have like maxed like dagger merits, but even that shouldn't be anything that should stop you from being able to handle those mobs. Yeah, that's totally understandable. That's a lot of work though if you're doing it solo. I mean, you definitely try and get a group, because that way you can do a little higher tier and be trying to pop seals. So that way you're getting more points, plus you're getting the gallantry. But no, it sounds like to me you should be able to handle Ryzen Gma mobs if you're just talking for like CP. Now, if you're talking like NMs, like Ryzen Gma NMs are pretty difficult. So I don't know if that's what you're trying to talk about, is trying to take certain Ryzen Gma NMs. That Like, you typically would need +2 gear, not even just that, like other Rising Team gear and stuff to be handling. The NMs in there, because even the low tier NMs are 129 in Rising Jima. Well, yeah. I mean, that's a 135 Unity NM. Well, Thief's gonna struggle a little more with accuracy unless you're like ridiculously capped. Like for that, you would want like 40ish accuracy on all your main pieces to be able to handle that. I mean, 1350 accuracy. I'm wondering if you were getting any also help from everyone else. I mean, Sovereign Behemoth is a pain. I remember the first time I went and did it on Paladin, and I was struggling just to keep hate, but I didn't have enough immunity gear to keep hate. Sovereign Behemoth is a tough one to be sure. All the 135s are pretty rough, to be honest. You got to be pretty top tier to be able to, you know, keep up. Dang. Get a chance to get my ring. That's a big XP difference. Sandung is actually, it is pretty decent, like you said, with that for offhand, if you can treasure hunter. I mean, yeah, it's not offering a lot beyond that. It doesn't have a little bit of triple attack. But yeah, it's definitely not anything you want to main hand, that's for sure. But yeah, like I said, if for doing like 135 Unity NMs and stuff about that caliber, you're gonna really need gear that's on par with the stats of +2 ambuscade gear, or you are just going to be I have, like, I know I got a lot of, like, people not playing it a lot, but I thought it was decent just to get a gauge. And again, and I even say you shouldn't, like, use it as a hard, you know, hard or stop soft, but I had a thing that, like, rated most of the gear in terms of about level. Like what level is. Let me see if I can find that for you. And again, you only want to use it as a soft guide. You don't want to use it as a hard guide. And like I even say in there, like I rate it like, okay, this is like D quality gear, this is C quality, this is S quality gear. And I was like, you don't necessarily just want to be like, oh, I only want to go for S tier gear. I don't want to bother with D quality gear because there could be stuff there anyway. But it's again, it's a good rough estimate to understand the item level of the gear, since all of it says one gear. Sadly, I'm gonna have to leave soon.
Yeah, so
that's a link to my video. Like I said, that I talk about like the different tiers. But again, you got to take. You don't want to, like I said, just take everything with a grain of salt. But it gives you an idea that it's like, okay. Because I do say kind of like about the levels and understanding like Sovereign Behemoth and all those are 135 NM. So you're going to need gear that's at least in like A class in terms of accuracy and stats to be able to keep up. I mean, like I said, it does and it doesn't. Again, it's kind of just what I need the guide for was to kind of more give an idea of like what gear comes from events and what tier it is for people. It's just kind of a rough thing, and it's nothing that you want to take, you know, and be like, oh, okay, I only want to go for, you know, S rank gear. Because you kind of want to look at different guides for jobs and see what you need. Because Paladin, you don't really need to worry about like accuracy and hitting too much. You want to worry more about, you know, HP, defense, and like amenity. Because you want to make sure you're not going to lose hate, and you want to make sure you can, you know, tank all the stuff. So, you know, it's different per job, and it's not a hard and fast rule, but it's a good guide to use to get an idea. It's mainly meant for, like, because here's the thing, if you have a veteran player looking at the guide, they're going to be like, meh, this is pointless, I don't need this stuff, but that's not the point. The point is for someone who's not familiar with the game, doesn't know all the events, doesn't know where all the gear's coming from, to get, like I said, a rough idea of, you know, what they would want, and like where to start and to progress up. Hi Max, welcome to the stream. Well, it's also been like, I think I missed 2 weeks. I was sick. Ah, shoot. I was sick like 2 weeks ago, and then I'm trying to remember why I missed last week. I think I was busy with, I went on call. Luckily I went off call, so I'm no longer on call as of today. I had a bunch of calls this week too for being on call too. It's the most I've had since I've been on call with my job. No, you didn't bug me at all. I'm honestly happy to help. That's kind of what I'm here for, is to try my best to help, because I feel that is where, you know, new and returning players need the most help, and I feel like they kind of get the least amount of help. So I'm always happy to answer any questions, so don't feel that you're being a bother at all. Don't mind me though if I'm focused on something else, you know, be a little patient if I need to take a minute to answer your question. But yeah, all is doing well. I can't wait. I'm working on getting the house repaired, cleaned up. I got my cabinets repaired the other day. Because literally some of the hinges broke on some of the doors, and I just pulled them down. Finally got those fixed. So, like I said, I'm hoping within the next month or two I'll be settled in my new place. Thought that was gonna happen. Weird. You're already checking this tough? was hoping I'd stay here. I guess we'll have to go to the palace. I was thinking I'd come back here and be leveling to 90, but they're already checking as tough. It's not gonna work. Three more mobs, and then I gotta go do Genki Quest. New server? You mean Bahamut? Bahamut's not a new server for me. I've been on Bahamut now for, I don't know, it's gotta be over a year. I need to go back and look. Isn't going to be exact, but I can get approximation for when I server transferred to Bahamut. That's what's interesting making all these videos. It kind of like, you know, timestamps it to some degree for me. Actually, no, almost 2 years. No, actually, no, I'm wrong. Like a year and like 3 or 4 months about. That's every transfer. I mean, how to get in a link shell? That's a good question. I honestly wouldn't be able to give a good response to that. I mean, if you're really actively looking for a link shell, they have the one thing, and I should maybe make a video about that. I would need to do a little research on my own, but there is like an NPC that people can like say that they're looking for people for their link shell, and they can literally have, like, the NPC will literally hand out pearls, and they can say exactly how many pearls they want to hand out. So that's one way. Another way is to honestly like go on to some forums, like Final Fantasy Auction House. Okay, no. Final Fantasy Auction House would be a decent place to go. To look at forums and, you know, trying to think where else would be a decent place to look. Just try and get into, I mean, it depends what server you're on. If you're on, I would say, like Azure, Bahamut, or Odin, where, you know, there's like shout groups for like Ambuscade. Try and get into some Ambuscade groups, and then, or just get into any other shout groups, and then just try and talk to the people to find out. Outside of that, I don't know if I could really give too much advice. It's actually a good video idea. I would obviously need to do some research, but that's a good video idea for something to do. Let me pull this up. just gonna scrap the Emperor's Band. Ooh, no.
What the heck?
So do I have 10 Kindred Crests? Nice, I do. Oh, shoot. I wasn't thinking. I should have stayed out there. 'Cause I need merit points. I don't even know how many I need. Forget. So 5 merit points for that. 10 merit points for the next one. Apparently no merit points for the last one. Okay, so I need 15 merit points. You know what though? Let's go unlock it now. Because that's going to be better XP anyway at this point, I think. Are CP parties frequent on Bahamut? I mean, there are some. I haven't bothered in a bit, but I mean, I was getting in, wrong side. I was getting in CP parties a fair amount of the time, although to be fair, most of the time when I'm doing CPing, depending on the job, I'm either like solo AoEing or I'm like duoing with a friend. But I mean, I did a few, you know, like full 6-man parties, and yeah, I don't feel that I ever had too much of a challenge getting into CP parties. SU3, so SU1, 2, there's, it goes all the way up to 5. So SU1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we look, I don't even think I can. Okay, so basically that stands for superior gear. And basically to equip it, you need to have a certain amount of job points. I know superior 1 is at 100, or no, is at 50 job points. I think a superior 2 is at 100. Superior 3, I think, is at 500. I don't remember what superior 4 is at, and you need to be master to use superior 5 gear. And that's pretty much it. It's just gear. You think of it as, you know, like, you can't equip a level 99 weapon if you're level 95. It needs to be level 99. It's the same kind of thing, except for it's tied to job points. You need to have enough job points to equip whatever the gear is. So for you to equip SU3 gear, you would need to get I think it's 500 job points. If you go under job points and like go through the list, it'll tell you, like, it'll say SU1 or 2 or whatever tier. So, am I going the right way? No, I'm not. Mythic is a lot. Sorry, I'm kind of going backwards through the comments. Yeah, Mythic is just a lot in general. It's a lot to even unlock to the point where you're working on the weapon. And then the weapon just has a lot to do in and of itself also. Like, and Harrier is a lot. Having to do all the assaults. Literally have to do it twice. Once to just unlock to do the weapon, then you got to do all the assaults again for the weapon. And for each weapon, you got to do all the assaults again. Luckily, you only have to do it the one time just to unlock it for every, unlock it just to be done. Then you gotta do all 50 again, once for each weapon. But yeah, you gotta get 50,000 points, and then Harrier, you gotta get, I think, is it 100,000 or 150,000 tokens in Nizzle Isle. And then you just have the Alexandrite. So yeah, it's just a lot. No, and actually Superior 3 gear you can just buy off the auction house. Now granted, like, the +1 Superior 3 gear is quite expensive, but it is ridiculous gear also. I think a lot of the NQ at this point is reasonably priced. Obviously, I think that's going to vary from server to server, but yeah, Superior 3 gear is pretty good. And like I said, there is SU1 and 2 gear. For the most part, Superior 1 gear is kind of garbage because that was like old. Some Superior 2 gears okay. The Superior 3 gear is really nice, and I think only the Dynamis weapons are Superior 4 and 5. 4 being like an NQ type and 5 being HQ. So typically you don't even want to really bother with the Superior 4 weapons. You're better off just trying to save up and get a Superior 5 weapon if you're trying to even go that route. But I know, like, Superior 5 weapons are typically hundreds of millions of gil. Or maybe just 100 million, maybe not hundreds, but it's a lot. Well, yeah, that's kind of why I made that guide, because that guide's kind of directed for you. Like I said, I know I got some criticism from it, and I think for, like I said, veteran players, they're gonna look at it and be like, "This doesn't help me at all. This is stupid." But it's like the guide wasn't meant for you. This is meant for people who don't know all the content and don't know all the gear, because this gives you, like I said, not really a guideline, but it gives you a blueprint of understanding what's out there, and now you can take that blueprint and start doing research and say, oh, this is what I want, now how can I progress to get it? So, that was kind of my, like I said, goal with that guide. Because I wish I would have had that guide when I first came back to 11 with all this item level stuff. Because it is overwhelming. Because it's not just, like you said, Relic, Artifact, or Empyrean gear. I mean, there's Ambuscade gear, there's Ryzen Jima gear, there's the Superior gear. Trying to think, there's other gear too, and it's just slipping my mind. Like there is gear from Omen, but I mean that's kind of Artifact, but there's other gear that's not. It's just a lot. Oh yeah, I know the guide was good, and that's understandable if you didn't know what Superior gear was. But like I said, I know some, like I said, veterans were criticizing it, and other people were like, "Oh, I think this gear should be S-class instead of it being on A-class or whatever." It's like, yeah, you could maybe move gear around a little bit of a tier, but again, it's not meant as a solid thing. It's meant to be, as, like I said, a blueprint. Only problem with going to new areas, all the cutscenes that I don't want to watch because I've seen it so many times before. Yeah, like I said, I believe most of the Superior 3 gear you can buy. Trying to think. I mean, I think all the Superior gear you can buy. I can't really think of any, like, rare exclusive, Superior gear. I don't know if anyone in the stream can name any, rare exclusive, Superior gear. I mean, there might be like some SU-1 weapons, but I'm not really counting them because, like I said, all the like Tier 1 SU stuff is garbage in my opinion. Like, you can just get better stuff either off the auction house or like ambuscade stuff. It's just easier to obtain and it's just straight up better. No, that's definitely a good call, Buck. That's a good direction to go. If you can get some of the abjuration stuff and that HQ, yeah, it's definitely good stuff. Like I said, though, double check, though, before you spend the money on it. Make sure you have the job points so you can equip it. There's nothing more frustrating than buying a piece of gear and you can't equip it and you're like, oh, I need to do this much more. It's one thing if you do that ahead of time, knowing that, you know, okay, I can't equip it for whatever, but I mean, I just make sure you're aware of what you're buying would be my one suggestion. Because I've had people be like, I bought this really nice gear and I can't equip it. Why? It's like, you need job points. And they're like, oh. Spine break neck chopper. Isn't that a little of a redundant name? Spine break neck chopper. So you're gonna break the spine and then chop the neck? I wouldn't feel dumb. It's a lot. There's just so much of this game. It's hard just to know everything. So. But yeah, 1K job points, you should be, you're good. I still need to gonna do quests to go to Adeline. Is that an NM? Yeah. Fairly certain it's not worth my time, but as someone who just loved to hunt and fight NMs in general, it's always interesting when you see one. I used to lose it back in like 75 day, even if the NM was worthless, like, oh, it's an NM, let's go fight it. take an hour going out of our way for something we had planned just for a random NM we ran into. Sounds great. Oh, I do have the book already? Let me just double check. Okay, good. I believe I got weapons. Yeah. So we need 14 merit points. Can't remember if these guys link or not. Most crawlers do, so... The other question is, are they aggro? No. Okay, good to know. I think they link. If they don't aggro, I'm pretty sure they link. Okay, so there's not really any requirements, and it also kind of depends what your group's doing in Dynamis. For Dynamis Divergence. If you're handling just like basic ambuscade, you should be fine to do Dynamis just to get the clear. But if you're trying to do like wave 3, you kind of do need to be top end. Wave 3, Wave 3, even top-end DDs are going to struggle to even have accuracy to hit the mobs without help. Meaning, like, you have bards giving accuracy, you have geos giving accuracy and evasion down on the mobs, like that type of stuff. It's literally that severe for Wave 3 Dynamis. But Wave 1, if you can handle, you know, most Unity NMs up before like 135, you shouldn't have a problem. As in terms to how to unlock it, you need to clear all of regular Dynamis. I don't think you have to clear. You need access to Zarkabard, but I don't think you need to kill Dynamis Sword. Although Dynamis Sword is honestly a joke to clear. Arch Dynamis Sword is a challenge, but regular Dynamis Sword, which is pretty clear, is pretty easy. And then you need to clear all of Dreamland Dynamis. After you do that, you can go to Rulu Gardens in Juneau, and by the auction house, there's a place you can click and you'll talk to the goblin. After that, you need to trade any Dynamis 100 piece, and once you trade that piece, you will then have access to Dynamis convertibles. So that's really it. So you just need to clear, like I said, Dreamland. I know you need access to Zarkabard. I don't think you need to kill Dynamis Sword. And yeah, and the 100 piece. And then after that, it kind of depends what you're trying to do in it, on how strong your character is to handle it here. Key binding. You mean macros? I mean, I should make macros. I haven't. Just being lazy about it, just because once I get to 99, you know, I'll then try and set things better. But that's for leveling up, because I'm most of the time not really doing much anyway. Alright, 9 more merit points to go. Okay, that's going to help. I guess you're saying thanks for the help, but the question mark kind of makes sense. I mean, was there anything that wasn't clear? I'm happy to try and clear anything else up that, you know. I mean, the biggest thing is, I would say, is just go get Dreamland Dynamis. Go clear Dynamis Capnesia. And then after that, go near the auction house in Rulu Gardens, like up. So if you're standing with the auction house to your back, it'll be off on the like left-hand side. You'll see like a glowing pillar. You'll go click that, and if the goblin's talking to you, then you know you meet the requirements, and you just then need Elixir 100. Uh-oh. Out. White mage running out of MP and me not paying attention. No, it's okay. Just yeah, with the question mark, it was a little confusing. It's like. Oh. think I need to go to the past, but yeah, I'll have a book there. So wait, what do I need? Wait. Okay, no, alright, so we should be good. Just need the rest of the merit points. And yeah, I don't need any Kindred Crest or anything else. I just then need the levels. Don't remember everything I need, and it's also somewhat random for the 99 quest. Seasoning stone. No, but we're not gonna get defeated. We're gonna abuse the, what's it called? I thought there was a random item. There's not a list here. Anyway. We have a problem having this space. Throw everything in my bag and sort it out later. So, yes and no. So, you can summon trusts, however, you need to be able to summon trusts, you need to have done, I can't even think what the quest is. Basically, there's these new missions that you probably know of, called Rhapsody Missions of Vanadil. As you go through them, you'll get these key items. It'll be like Rhapsody in White, Rhapsody in Umbral, so there's different ones depending on how far you've gone through the mission. Depending on what you have there, determines how many trusts you can summon. Determines like the amount of XP. That's how you actually can increase the amount of XP you gain and CP and stuff like that. So when you get Rhapsody in Umbral, which is the second key item you can get from going through Rhapsody missions, you are then able to summon trusts in the map fight. If you don't have that key item, then no, you can't, and it's going to be just like it was back in, 75 days. So, yeah. Considering though, what is it, back in the day, we would always literally true solo it. You had no outside help, you couldn't bring anyone in to help you, you had to truly solo it. So now you're doing something that was literally designed to be a true solo fight, and now you're bringing in 3 to 4, max skill and even kind of gear for that level at level 70 to come in and help you for the fight. Yeah, it makes the fight an utter joke. So actually, what is it? I think because it is Umbral, I think that's all I have on her. So yeah, you'd be bringing in 4 additional, helpers. There again, that's it. Trusts are always going to be at max skill, and typically, kind of like max gear. I mean, obviously different trusts are different tiers. You know what? I am not going to I shouldn't have pulled without resummoning. Beat up on the other trusts for a while. That I'm actually pulling 8 through just auto attacks. I mean, I get it that it's kind of last in the list. Try and keep this chain rolling. Although it's not going to happen if the mobs are far away. Yeah, we're gonna lose the chain. No, people don't really seek parties, and no, you don't really XP together. But, however, basically, there's something. So when you're at 99, we have these new points, if you're not aware, that are called capacity points. You could and people do form parties to go do capacity points, kind of like how people would go do merit points. You would have merit parties at 75. So same kind of concept, except for it's capacity points, and obviously we're in really high tier here. So you do have XP parties, kind of like old school days, but it's only for capacity points or, kind of merit style points, burning stuff. That definitely still happens. But as for like leveling up 1 to 75 with like trusts, or 1 to 99, I guess you'd say now, definitely not. You'll have people that will form groups with like their link shells and maybe, you know, have like, you know, 2 to 4 people. Typically you're not really going to get too many people than 4, because either everyone's going to have stuff already leveled, you know, have all the, because it's not that hard to get all the jobs leveled, and then after that it's like, sure, I can go help out a friend and level up, but it's like, if I'm already have all jobs leveled up and I'm capped on merit points, you know, you're really then just going along with your friend to help just for help's sake, and you're not really going to get anything out of it. I mean, you can get additional merit points because you can, even at merit points capped, there's things to still do with merit points, but and then it's, you know, minuscule and you're getting diminished returns. You're going to be much better off getting merits other ways than you know, going and doing XPing with buddies if you don't need it. Just as an idea. No, I agree. I know some people that was like the aspect in 11 that they loved the most was the old school grind XP parties. Because the way I do look at it, there was kind of like 2 completely different games when you played 11. There was the game of getting to level 99 or level 75 as it would be. I guess the case would be better to say 75. So there was the game of playing 11 and getting to 75, that was one game, and then there was Endgame, which was a completely different game, and it really was. So yeah, it's just kind of interesting, because I know, like you said, a lot of people do miss the old school parties. Swap out. Okay, I did. They do exist. The ones that I've been on, I personally would recommend against. But the thing is, I do know there's multiple ones, and I haven't experienced them all. The big main one that I don't want to say the name to promote it, although it's easy enough to figure out, that starts with an N. I honestly would advise against it, and I've definitely like talked about it in other streams and stuff. The issues for it. There is another big server that's kind of like a 75 era server called Eden. I have wanted just to check it out. If I do, and I planned on, we'll see if I ever get around to doing it, that I wanted to go on there and stream, you know, leveling up on that server and just get up to probably about 50. I don't have the time to invest to go into 75 and then get into endgame and stuff like that, so I wouldn't do that. But leveling up from 50, or 1 to 50, would definitely not take terribly much time in the grand scheme of things, and would definitely give enough time and impression to, give a judgment on what you think of the server. So, like I said, the private servers, I mean, it's like you say, it's free 11 because it is. You're not paying a subscription, but it is kind of the mentality from my experience is you get what you pay for. When you have a quality product that is in just talking about products in general, but when you have a quality product that is worth the money, and I do feel 11 for if you like this style of game and stuff is worth the money. For the subscription every month, And then you have the exact same thing that's a free version. Obviously, it's going to be cheap and have some issues with it. You know, it's kind of, you get what you pay for. Again, there's a lot of different servers out there, and I can't attest to all of them. But that's my take on it. Let me see, who is it? I mean, honestly, it's a lot of, just like back in the day, if you played back in the day, how much work it was to get, like, on 11, it's kind of like that with the free servers. Now I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like Project Black, because they all use the same kind of thing. It's like, what is it? Let me see if I can at least get you pointed in the right direction. So, this post was updated on Reddit a while ago, so... And it has, like, Eden's literally the tapped, or the top listed old school retail server. Then there's Kaja, Reborn, and I'll post the link. And, I guess you can take it from there. We have to do a mini game. I think that's the next one. Is this the rock, paper, scissors? Yes. Okay, so what is it? Raging Beast feeds Silent Wind. The Soaring Dragon beats Beast. Silent Wind beats Soaring Dragon. I can't, I honestly can't say. Like... Ah. Yay, first try. What? The other one's beating each other up, and somehow I end up upside down in the bushes. Excuse me. So I gotta go get an Orcus axe. Not that that's hard, but eh. Figured what out? The rock paper scissors game? That, or are we talking about the private server stuff? I mean, the thing about it is, what is it? I think the first time I did it, because of just being confused, probably took me, I don't know. Well, let's just say a lot of times. I definitely failed a lot of times. But having done it at this point, I don't know, multiple times, I knew what it was. I wasn't sure if it was at this level cap or the next one. Yeah. You know, after you've done something multiple times, you definitely don't have to look up a wiki to do it again. So I had that going for me. But like I said, first time doing it on my first character, when first encountering it. Because the thing is, eventually after you lose enough times, it becomes easier. Where you only need to, like, get 3 wins, like 3, wins out of your rock, paper, scissors to finish the quest. And I definitely was, like, well past the point where you only need to get 3 wins when I finally completed it. So probably not even gonna, Lion's not even gonna get a chance to hit it. What does this thing drop again? Something decent, whatever it drops, but it's a low level thing. Didn't get it anyway. Yay! While we're in between looking up stuff, might as well while I'm running around doing all this stuff in between before I get back to leveling. How do we get to Adeline? I know is that you go to Juno. Alright, so now I gotta do like the timing thing. It's like something with like an egg, if I remember correctly, and you just gotta time it. This is much easier than the rock, paper, scissors thing. Oh, I'm ready. Let's go. Hey, Justin. Welcome to the stream. No, I remember. You gotta, like, time it. It's like 10 seconds. Yay! So now we can go to 95. So that's on Long Adeline, and then, yeah, we only have the one quest left, and lots of leveling. Still didn't swap out my, I know we did. Okay, we'll go to the Citadel. I at least know exactly where that one is. Oops. where was it? G8. I think I know exactly where it is, but just want to be sure. G8 behind. Wait. Behind gate 1. What's the level of stuff? It is IT. It is. If I remember correctly, it's right in here. Am I wrong? This is G8. Oh, I'm H8. That's for Red Mage. Okay, there it is. So 86 and 96 minutes? No, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, the fastest... If I had all the Rhapsody missions done, and had already have all the things unlocked, and it was XP campaign, I can go from 1 to 99 in about 3 hours. But again, that's, you know, already having stuff unlocked. Also, that would also be with, say, having practically capped skill. So it's like, I'm doing war now, and then I cap out all the skill on all the different, you know, weapons. And then I'm leveling up a new job. At that point, I could do it in like 3 hours. And that's already having like everything lined up easy to go. This is a new character that doesn't have any of that stuff unlocked, and had to do all the limit break quests and just everything. So no, I mean, all in all, this is probably my 4th or 5th stream leveling up this character to 99. And although when I was doing it on all the other streams before, there wasn't an XP campaign going on, so that is also gonna slow it down substantially. So it still goes fast comparatively than how it used to be. So where was it? Okay, so it was where I thought. I don't know why I wasn't targeting before. Crash land and battlegrounds. Get a nice cutscene. And that would be the other thing, you know, was after like leveling up, I can just warp to whatever areas immediately. Like I don't have to go through cutscenes and stuff like that. Because this is not a long cutscene, but it's not a short cutscene either. Yes, it is quite the exotic name. I know the way. Alright, so we have all the areas unlocked that are good leveling to 99. So what is it? Typically about 90 you want to come out here, which is why I wanted to go ahead and get this out of the way before I go back to crawlers. Another nice cutscene with Tiana real quick. This was a fast one though. I've been waiting here forever when I got here in like 45 seconds. No, we're good for now. Nice thing is with Adeline done, I can like, while I'm at work, just like set up just to like auto skill up. Not really pay attention and just get skill ups. Still with it. Ugh. If I knew it was gonna wear off in one thing, I would have popped another ring back in town. Iron PP's MP. Okay, that's a new weapon. I think that's the last weapon from Sparks. Hey, I mean, sometimes it's what you gotta do. Apex mobs are a decent way to go. Hey, we got Blood Rage. Boom. My skill's still not even the point where I'd be at 75, or actually... No, it's actually over. It's not to the point if it was actually an A+ skill, but since Axe is A-. So I'm like at level 76 skill-wise, not even capped 56. So I think, what is it? We'll be over 90. We'll go do the last limit break quest when we leave here before going to add one to XP. And yeah, we'll just go to add one. And then probably next week. Next week, I'll be back on Cauliflower. I'll go do, because I didn't do the new missions, I can't even think what it's called. Voracious Resurgence. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miss Pixie. So we'll go to the Voracious Resurgence. I'm not sure if we'll have the new ones, and then probably I'll pick up with a new player, getting picking up gear. And I'll probably go and just pick up Sparks gear and then call it quits. But then we can start working on maybe doing some domain invasion. Just pick up some other stuff. Start getting geared up. Need to start working on a sub job too. This will hold TP because they're not going to be able to skill chain. They're definitely doing more damage. It's like BT to them now as opposed to IZ. Summation. Probably not even gonna get a chance to use that for anything else, but that's dead. Levels to go. Come on, skill chain, keep the chain going. Can't believe that chain, but should I have chain with something else? That means darkness. Alright, so we need a seasoning stone. But then I need what? So I think I want to buy 3. Yeah, buddy, chain 11. We're not gonna want to stay here past level 92. It's fine. Typically, I'd say level 90 is about when you want to go to Adam. Really? Blue. Ouch. Alright. Now with that, 4 of these. 3 of these. And 3 of these. Perfect. It's 100 points. No, I didn't face any problems whatsoever carrying it. It was actually quite easy. What? Really? Okay, there it is. Beyond. Alright. So that basically gives me 6 minutes to defeat the boss. Just, yeah. 6 minutes to defeat the boss with the 9 items I have. Because it'll convert into one of each. It'll convert into one, so I'll have 3 of them. And yeah. There's a home point by the auction house, I think. You can see the TP of everyone in your party and stuff like that. I have it, I believe, set. Yeah. Because you see my TP and whatever. You don't ever see it for trusts. Unless there's a third-party program that does that, but I don't think there is, from my understanding. But I would see other people who join my party. But yeah, I don't play with Windower. Alright, where do I want to go? Let's go here, actually. Because I don't think I've been there and get the home point. Easy way to get a home point. It's only 10 minutes. Someone cleared a minute and a half. I have 6 minutes to clear it, basically. Because he's probably going to kick my ass if I don't kill him in 6 minutes. We're just going to go full... Just go on full DD. Whiff, 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 whiff. There we go. Maybe I should have waited until I had TP before using Mighty Strikes, but I won't. I didn't see the time. I should have taken note of the time. But, yeah, he's less than 50%. It is old school display. I like it that way. Plus the fact of the matter is, I would use like the dual text screen and have much smaller like fonts if I was actually sitting like at a desk in front of like a monitor. And maybe I'll change that when I get my new house and have my new setup. But the fact that I'm sitting on a couch, you know, like 15 feet away from a really big screen TV, I prefer this layout much better. And yes, it is very PS2-esque. Alright, we can literally toss this last, Well, thank you. And welcome back to the game, Sneaker. Actually, before, let's go do this. So that way I can get... Oh god, I don't even remember what it's called. Whatever the signet is for Adeline. Oh, wrong. No, I'm just gonna do them all. Four case or 40k sparks. I don't even know, is that enough to buy everything? Not that I'm worried about it. So yeah, we can get to level 99 now. Yay! Still need to go to the Mog House and move rings around. I wasn't going to do this, but I think I need to get... It's not sanctioned. Like, I don't even remember what it is. Ionis. That's what it is. Come on, make it fast, Brendan. This is a very exotic name. New player. The princess said so herself. Cool, now I can teleport around a little bit. I have a map, do I? Oh, I do have a map. Can I go out to Eastern? I don't know if I can do that yet. If I can, that'll be sweet. Okay, I need to toss that. Oh, nice. I can go out to Eastern. Sweet. You know what? Let's set it here. All right. Don't worry about getting that waypoint later. I need to go and buy maps. I need to go buy like all the maps. Go ahead and start waking people up. 1 leveling. Yeah, everyone should be level 1. They're at 91. Zero. But I mean, let's go. Can still change. Getting up there. There's the evasions higher than okay. That's what the last. I think that's the last weapon skill. It's not like quested or unlocked for merits. Dang, that was a good Mr. Wax. 1 health. Skill up campaign and then the skill up bonuses you get from Ionis. This skill ups are finally moving at a decent rate. probably shouldn't have wrote. No, I'm not gonna have it for the next. Okay, Tato, where's your skill chain? Still high evasion. I guess I should stick with Mr. Wax. I didn't see Eleanor's tapped on MP. And whatever. The way these things hit, screw it. Hitting enough anyway. Let's just go without it. Without Defender. His magic bursts go off. Ooh. I mean, I think they've been doing a good job to bring back more players in general. What can they do more to bring back? Say the problem with it is it's you know, almost a 20-year-old game at this point. I mean, I think it is it's coming up on 19 years old in what, a month or two? I can't remember exactly when the official anniversary is in Japanese. So, you know, just that alone, plus it has a subscription. I mean, I think what they could do, like, they're not going to do it, because if not, they would have done it already, but, like, cutting the subscription price in half. Because the thing about it is the way if they cut the subscription price in half, would they then get double their player base? And maybe, but that would take some time. So I think the way they would look at it, it would be a substantial loss if they cut their subscription price in half. But I mean, at this point, how old the game is and everything, I think they should do something like that. Considering the price is the same, I think that's one thing they should do is cut the subscription price. Whether if it's only even 75%, that would incentivize players. Also, while I don't have interest in playing 14, doing something like maybe if you have a 14 subscription, you can then play 11 for free, or vice versa. Like, you know, somehow bundle. So if you're paying subscription for one of them, you get the other game. Because I think that would then take a lot of your player base that's in 14, and when they're either at the like cap for getting all the gear you can get with tombstones or whatever, then they might be like, okay, well, let me check out 11. Or, you know, vice versa. If someone's a really hardcore 11 player, but they played 14 before and got turned off, maybe they would then, you know, be willing to check that out. That would be, again, another reason that you're giving more stuff for the same price for people to stay and invest it in your products. So I feel either discounting it or somehow bundling or making it so when you have one subscription you have the other would get a lot more players playing both games. Honestly, outside of that, what can they do in terms of gameplay and stuff? I think they're already currently doing it. They're already, like, you have all these different campaigns going on and stuff like that. You know, they're already doing a lot of things that seem to give some incentive to, you know, play. I feel like increasing the level cap again would be a good idea, either through equipment or actual level. No. I'll explain why in a second, but no. I think increasing the level cap, like making it, okay, now our item level goes up to 129 or something. No. I don't think that is a good model. Again, where's that another quest line to the game? Do you feel like more of that would help? I mean, they are doing that. That's kind of like the whole Voracious Resurgence. They are still like adding quests. That's the Voracious Resurgence is new missions coming out. They also said like 2 years ago that they have something big planned for the 20th anniversary. So we have a little more than a year to wait to see what that is, because they've actually kept it quite, you know, been tight-lipped about it. But to go back to the level cap raising, and why I think it's a bad idea is, if you look back at the history of 11, when have you had the biggest player drops from playing the game? There's 2 specific periods in time that I know of that the players dropped. One I know because I still played through the first time when it happened, and I know like the Link Shell I was in, that game Link Shell, like half the players left, and it's also just the server just dropped. And the second time I left for essentially the same reason for the first time. And both of those times were the level increase. First was Abyssia. So you went from level 75 to 99, and I even was arguing, saying, don't raise the level up, because the way 11 was before, and I've talked about this previously, is that it does things through horizontal progression. Basically, they will release new content, like when you had COP come out. Like first you had just Ziller, or first you had nothing, and then Zillers came out. The cap did raise from that, but the cap was 75 from when it came out in America, and that's when Zillers came out. Then you had COP, then you had Treasures of Arturgon, then you had Wings of the Gods. Through all those expansions, the cap stayed level 75, and what did they do? They added new gear at like 75. For the most part, there were upgrades through it, and there was stuff that gave gear improvements. However, none of it was like completely replaced your old gear. So even if you had all the best stuff at say 75 from just Zillarts, then COP came out and there was, you know, new stuff that you could get. It never invalidated your old stuff. Whereas when they came out with the Abyssia stuff and now the level cap went up, when you started getting that new stuff, it did invalidate your old stuff, which disincentivized a lot of players who put in a lot of time, energy, and effort, basically being like, I spent all this time, energy, and effort, now you just replace all my gear by going to vertical progression as opposed to horizontal progression. Which is also one of the big complaints that I have about 14. 14 is constant vertical progression. Because every 3 months, what is it? There's new tombstone gear and there's new whatever. So you just gotta now go spam out these new dungeons to get these new tombstones to literally replace all your old gear. And all your old gear just literally gets trashed. I know you can, like, so to speak, recycle it through whatever means, but you're literally trashing your old gear. And then, like I said, the second time it happened when I left was when Adeline came out, when they were going to go from level 99 stuff to item level stuff. And I said the same thing. I was like, you're going to literally replace all my gear that I worked all this time for doing Abyssia stuff. Now I know, because once it's item level stuff, I know I'm going to need to have item level stuff. 99 stuff isn't going to cut it. I'm like, I don't feel like doing all that. Plus, I have my relic and all this stuff. Like, no. Like, screw you. And I, you know, quit the game for that exact reason. And I didn't come back until 4 or 5 years later. So, increasing the level cap, I don't think is a good idea. So, I think they can release new gear, but again, keep it at like the 119 area where you have it. I think that's a good. I think that's a good place. I don't see any. I only see negative things coming from it. I feel like if you make it so you're going to end up replacing everyone's gear with higher level item level gear, everyone, or not everyone, I feel you're going to have a large exodus like you had in the past. Keep it at horizontal progression as opposed to vertical progression. I think that's one of the things that 11's done good for the vast majority of its life that most MMOs don't do. So, was it on a private server? Or no, I am not on a private server. I played on a private server for a period of time. I'm trying to remember when exactly. So, like I played, as I kind of just went through, I played through Abyssia Days, and then when Adeline came out, I quit. Quit for probably about 4 or 5 years. Came back with Adeline, played that for a little bit, and then had some issues with some people in game, and then ended up quitting again, and then started doing, free server stuff. And honestly, I can't say I really enjoyed that experience. Witten did like an old 75 server, and there were just a lot of problems. I talked about it before previously in the stream. Don't really want to sit here and go through all that again. But it's kind of like what I said earlier in the stream. You kind of get what you pay for. It's free. There was a lot of cheap, broken stuff in the game. A lot of people that he played with acted like they knew what they were talking about, but really didn't. It's like maybe these people had played up to Dunes, and that's it, and they want to act like they were experts. And yeah, a lot of people in the server were just morons. I didn't really enjoy private servers. And I quit for a while, and then came back to retail after that, and I've been playing on retail ever since. So then I feel with the new updates that are for the 20th that they won't come out with new equipment. Oh, no. They're constantly coming out with new equipment, even still now. And I think they should come out with new equipment. I just think that it should be item level 119 equipment. We're still waiting for, and maybe it's going to wait until then, but we still haven't gotten +3 Empyrean armor. Like, we have our Empyrean armor that's ridiculous, but it's obviously not as good and doesn't keep up with, like, Artifact and Relic +3. So there's still that. If you look, we have the copper vouchers, and now we have recently the silver vouchers. So it's like, what are the gold vouchers going to do? Gold vouchers aren't even in the game. So it's like, they've literally lined up, like, placeholders for stuff. And they have said that we are going to get Empyrean +2 and +3 gear at some point. When is that going to come? I thought it would have came before the 20th anniversary, but no, I so no, I definitely think they should add new equipment. Just kind of like how I explained before, like when you had the 75 era, you had Zillers, then you had COP, and you had new gear came out with that. And then you had treasures come out, and you had new gear come out with that. But it was all at 75. Just don't raise the level cap, and don't raise the item level cap. Like, keep that the same, but release new gear. If that makes sense. Am I on Azure? No, I am on Bahamut. No, I definitely quit for about 4 to 5 years. Basically, I quit I'd have to go look. When did Adeline come out? Because I quit right before Adeline came out, and then I could probably dig around and figure out when I came back to the game. That's the period where I'm talking I quit for 4 to 5 years. Oh no, like I don't have a problem with them releasing gear that's better at 119. But like I said, if you make it now all of a sudden 129, then you know for a fact I need to replace all my gear. If you have better gear than what we currently have at 119, but not that much better, like just a slight stat upgrade, it's then gonna feel, okay, I got an upgrade, but it's also not, oh, my old gear is irrelevant. Because it's like, then as long, if you get, because the thing is, so say they release, 129 gear. So if I get crappy 129 gear as opposed to good 129 gear, the crappy 129 gear is going to probably blow the 119 gear out of the water. Plus, if you start dealing with like 129 gear, then you're kind of then making all the old content that was like 119, which at this point there's a lot of it, then just making it an utter joke. Kind of like if you go in with item level gear and you go do, level 75 or 99 content. It's a joke to do. So, I like I said, I feel you don't want to like completely make old content irrelevant. And I feel if you raise the level cap either through just regular levels or item levels, you're going to be doing it. So. Ooh, what, Mistral Axe and AoE attack? No. It is a range attack though, and I'll show you, which is pretty cool. Because you actually like throw your axe and it like goes through like a portal or whatever. You can literally like stand away from the mob. We can actually kill it. Oh, Cleveland Skull. So pretty cool. Someone should grab Hate. So it's actually like a range attack weapon skill. So I'm standing back. It's the only, I can't think of any other range attack weapon skill outside of range attacks like bows and guns that actually do it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't think of any other weapon skill that is ranged that isn't a range weapon. Subscription price is what it was before. It's $14 a month plus. You probably want to pay, maybe not immediately, but at some point you probably want to pay the $2 for the wardrobes. So you get wardrobe 1 and 2 for free just for paying for your subscription. And this is literally, you can put your gear in here and then you can like use it for your gear sets or macros to equip it. And it's just like the gears in your inventory. That way your gear isn't taking up your inventory space like it used to back in the day. So you get 2 wardrobes. They are automatically at 80 slots, so that's 160 slots out of the gate. You can get wardrobes 3 and 4 for an extra $1 per wardrobe per month. So that's $2 extra per month per wardrobe. If they'd add more, which I kind of wish they would, I would pay even more money just because space is such a freaking issue. Especially if you want to play multiple jobs. And then it's also on top of that, then it's $1 per character on your account. You can have up to 16. So typically you're looking about $20 a month. If you're running 4 characters and 2 wardrobes, and then like I said, it's $14, you're running about $20 a month. So. No, I agree, Steve. I 100% agree with everything you said. Don't increase the level cap. Just add another max. Yeah, add new areas, add a new town, new quest lines, add new equipment and stuff like that, new NPCs, add a new job. But yes, don't increase the level. Don't increase the gear level cap, and don't increase the actual physical level cap. You're gonna lose people if you do that. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it, SE. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, yeah, give us more weapon skills also. Give us a new set of weapon skill. Make it through a quest or something like that. That you got to do another quest and learn a new weapon skill for all the weapons. Maybe somehow, I don't know, give us a new weapon type. I can't think of something. Give us like a whip or something. I mean, I'm trying to think who would be using it, but trying to think of what would be a different weapon type that would be good to use. Like whips have been, and I remember when whips were in 14, you could give them to like your mages and stuff like that. Like there's plenty of new stuff they can add, and they don't need to touch the level increase. Give us another new thing, kind of like CP. However, I'm fine with like a new type of like XP point to gain to do stuff, but don't make it as in-depth and as brutal as capacity points currently are. I like capacity points. I like what you did, but it doesn't need to be as robust and as big as capacity points are. It could be something that's on the level of merit points are now. Because merit points are, it doesn't take long to cap, and it can also be used as another type of currency. Do something along that line would be, you know, pretty good to do. And I think something new that would be and interesting, and something else that would invest your time. And it's kind of like leveling up where you're getting progress. But like I said, don't make it as big as CP is. Because CP is already big enough as it is, and still is a chore. And plenty of people are still working on mastering lots of different jobs. So, yeah, definitely don't do that. But that would be something else. Oh yeah, inventory. Well, if you're only playing like 3 or 4 jobs, inventory isn't really too much of an issue. Especially if you have all the wardrobes. Between all the wardrobes having like all the inventory slots, like you've maxed out your gobby bags, you have like all this, the Mog Satchel, the Mog Sack, the Mog Case, between having your storage, your Mog Locker, your Mog Safe, but between having all those different slots and all this stuff, if you're only playing like 3 to 4 jobs, it's more than enough space. It's when you start getting into trying to play 6, 7, 8 jobs, that's when we don't have enough space. And actually, while we're on the subject, going to the wrong place. One thing we desperately need, and I honestly I wanted to probably do it at this point like 3 months ago and didn't get around to it because of many different things, but I honestly want to make a video and put it up, and then I don't normally post videos and ask for like help with the community with sharing and stuff like that. I would do that with this video. What we desperately need is more macro space, but not as badly as we need equipment sets. We literally have 22 jobs and you literally give us 100 equipment sets. And I can go into, like, my blue mage is taking up, I don't know, like 12 equipment sets, and I can easily make it take up more. And if you do the math, if we have 22 equipment sets, that's less than 5 equipment sets per job. And as I just said, like I said, I have blue mage taking up 12, and I can easily make it take up more. Give us more equipment sets and more macro space. Really give us more equipment sets. We should honestly have like 100 or 50 to 100 per job. Like honestly, what I'd really love to see is you go in here where it's like macros. Instead of this going into edit macros, edit equipment sets, go into, what's the one thing? Can't even remember where it's at, but basically you would go here and then you would pick which job, and then when you go on the job, then you have that many macro books and or that many equipment sets per job there. That would be fantastic. That way you could have like macro sets for, you know, when you're trying to like go against low-level trash where you don't need accuracy. You can have accuracy sets for when you're going, you know what I mean? You could then make so many different equipment sets for so many different situations would actually be amazing. But as it is now, and there's no reason they can't do that, because all this information, while we can't upload it to the server, all this information is all stored on your local PC. Yeah, you can upload it to the server so you can just download it if you're trying to transfer from one PC to another. But again, so it's not even going to be taking up really server space. That's what we need. You could send a signed card. What job out of all the 11 jobs do you think should add? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking or saying, Frank. Are you saying what job needs a update, or what job that's been in the 11 universe, or not 11, in the Final Fantasy universe, should we add to 11? I think that's what you're saying, is what new jobs should get added. In terms of what the community speculated, and I kind of understand where they're coming from, people are speculating that with the 20th anniversary update coming out, that we are going to get Alchemist. And the reason people think we're going to get Alchemist is because of Momberix. Momberix is a trust you can get. Sadly, it takes a year to get Momberix. You need to do all of the monthly, so these monthly objectives, you need to do all of these, all 4 of these, every month for a year to be able to get Momberix, which is a lot. But he is a ridiculously awesome healer trust, and basically he just is popping potions for the party. He'll even like pop ethers and stuff like that. Absolutely amazing trust, and like I said, because of how he's built, people are speculating that they're going to give us Alchemist that was basically work the way he Tank class is a fantastic class to gear out. Let's see how to put it this way. Both are really strong jobs. Both are highly sought after, but typically the meta, as much as I hate going like meta, people tend to lean more towards Rune Fencer. The reason is because Rune Fencer can do ridiculous damage and also help boost everyone else's damage while tanking. Whereas Paladin didn't really do that. Paladin, though, since they've given it Magistry, Paladin in certain situations, if you're not dealing with, you know, really crazy AoE damage on everyone, Paladin can actually be, if it can get MP support, can main heal a group now. And Paladin is more tanky in vast majority of situations than Rune Fencer. However, Rune Fencer is way more than sufficient to tank anything and everything in the game. Just Paladin is more tanky. But like I said, Rune Fencer brings more damage. Rune Fencer is also a little harder to play. Paladin's pretty easy to play for the most part. You just really need to make sure you have good defense, damage-taking gear, and amenity gear is really all you need, and everything else on top of that is just icing on the cake. So then there's that. So then if we want to talk about mythics, even though Rune Fencer doesn't have mythic, they have an Ergon weapon. So mythic is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's very time consuming, and also to try and speed it up, and you should. It's a fair amount of money. So mythics take a lot. Ergon weapons, which it's only Geo and Rune Fencer, are actually very easy to make. While it does take a fair amount of money, I mean, all ultimate weapons take a fair amount of money, to be fair. To help speed it up so you're not farming everything. But Ergon weapons are arguably, outside of relics, just the straight up easiest ultimate weapons to make. However, I'm going to put an asterisk on this. To even be able to start a quest for an Ergon weapon, you need to be legend in all the coalitions. To become legend in all the coalitions, you need to do coalition assignments. And coalition assignments are tied to... I can't even remember what they're called. It's like they're like imprint something. Why do I... Anyway, so to do coalition assignments, you need to get these certain things that are literally time gated. It's long story short, too late. It takes about 6 months to get legend in all the coalition assignments to be able to even start an Ergon weapon. So there's that. Whereas you could grind out in less than a month and get a mythic if you really wanted to focus on it. I'd say you could do it less than a month depending on how much you want to grind. So again, I take that information and weigh with it when you want. I personally would probably just go with Paladin, because Paladin I feel is easier to gear up, it's easier to play. And it's more than sufficient to tank anything in the game, and it's just a strong job, and there's a lot you can do with it. You can also solo XP it by getting a decent magic attack set, and literally just like pulling a bunch of mobs, and then you either having O-Chain or the Obero shield. And if you put up Reprisal, you'll just shield block like crazy, and it'll give you crazy TP, and you can then just Aeolian Edge with a dagger the mobs down to AoE CP for yourself. So Paladin's pretty good at solo XP by itself, interestingly enough. But you do need a good magic attack set to do that. 99! Yay! I'm gonna keep going though. We're gonna cap. Just so I have the XP. Although if I was gonna do that, I should have gotten. Let me resummon Trust. I should have gotten armor, so that way I'm like item level, and that would make Trust item level, and then we would be utterly destroying them all. So. Yeah, but the bar, that's what I have to say about that. So it's like, do you want to be a tank that's doing good DD and an easier job getting in the party, but it's going to take longer to gear up, takes more effort, and also to get its ultimate weapon. Is going to, you know, take longer. It's like... Or would you prefer something that's easier, quicker to level up, isn't as sought after, isn't going to do as much damage, and is easier to gear up, but also can be a better healer and is a little more tanky? That's right. I want to, like I said, I have Paladin leveled up on Cauliflaw and Cloudchief. And I really enjoy Paladin. I do want to do Rune Fencer at some point. So you know what? Because it would just go faster. That's enough of a buffer if I die or something like that. I'm going to call it. I'm going to go get... We'll see what weapons and armor we can get real quick. Though. I'm not going to trek back out here, but we can always... do that and mess around next time. Start maybe getting some gear, and then I can get back to, we'll do some Voracious Resurgence, and then I'll get back to Cauliflaw and probably start trying to do some Omen bosses again. Let's see if we can get some Bale gear. Well, I know we can, actually. Let's see how much Bale gear we can get. Actually, weapon comes first. Because I can always get Sparks gear. It's 117. Okay, yeah. Really? You're gonna make me tap through all that for all... Sort through all this stuff in my own free time. I'm gonna run out of bail. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it all. I'm gonna be able to get most. No, I already had that, but that's... Wait, what? Did I? Yeah, the Adeline music is pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of the music in Western Adeline, but Eastern Adeline, because it's different, I think is much better. See if we can get the skillet gear also. I'm gonna prioritize. Yeah, we got way more than enough sparks. Magic skill up, combat skill up. Cool. So we're 118. Not the best gear, but much better stats. Wouldn't be whiffing all the time. Would actually skill up really fast. So yeah, it wouldn't take long to cap skill. But alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for the night. Go get in the log house real quick and then what? You said strength 24. That's what I was saying. The item level stuff is, I mean, that's 29. What is it? 34. 6 on that. 35. 14. I don't know where you're saying 24. So there's 14, 35, 6, 34, 29. Maybe at 34, but no, I mean item level gear is ridiculous, but you also need it for, you know, higher level content. Need to get some accessories too. That'll be one of the first things to start doing. But now I, like I said, be able to actually do some stuff. Could probably do a little bit of ambuscade also, which would be a great way to get off the ground. Would probably want to get some accessories and stuff first, which is easy enough to do. But alright guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the channel. May you guys have success in all you do.